Nice guy thinks woman is in abusive relationship cause she won't date him. So a little background to start off with. I work for a non-profit where I'm the supervisor of 10 people that work under me. Last fall a young woman, let's call her Jennifer, started to work with us through an outside fellowship. Now she's the kind of person that just commands attention as soon as she walks into the room. She is very pretty but just has one of those personalities that everyone likes, you know? I had to train her when she first started but was very surprised by how quickly she picked everything up. We do a lot of legal work and it's not easy for people without previous experience to learn so quickly. So this should give you a good idea of the kind of person she is. I immediately took a liking to her because of her work but also how easy she was to talk to. During our training, I would say we became pretty close. So much so that I would text her outside of work about non-work related stuff. Also she sends me Snapchats a lot, random stuff like shows she's watched like friends do. We even go to happy hour alone sometimes and I think I am the closest to her at work. One time she even had lunch with my mom and I when my mom was visiting town. So she is someone I consider a very good friend and want the best for her. Now here's the problem. About 2 months into her working with us, I found out she has a boyfriend. To clarify, I do not have any romantic interests and do not care that she has a boyfriend. I really don't care that she has a boyfriend but felt a little manipulated that she never mentioned him before. I am supervisor, been training her for a few months. We have been talking about a lot of stuff so it just comes off as hiding something. People who work in small offices will know what I'm talking about. It was a little hard for me to trust her after that but I kept it to myself. She was still a great employee and her having a boyfriend did not change anything because apparently she has been with this guy for 5 years now. He doesn't live in the same city and they barely see each other from what I understand. So months go by and everything is going really well. So much so that I was even thinking about recommending her for a promotion. We became even closer during this time. About 2 weeks ago our parent group has hosted a fundraising gala. I asked Jennifer if she would like to go with me and she said yes. I always have a great time with her so I was really looking forward to it. The night of the gala I called to see when I should pick her up and she said her boyfriend was in town and he would drop her off so she will just meet me there. This is the first red flag I noticed. Is this guy really that insecure that he can even let her date take her to this gala? 5 years and this insecure? That's a problem. But I just agree and say okay, I will meet her there. I get to the gala and start to mingle. She eventually gets there but I don't approach her. Honestly, still pretty bothered by what happened earlier so I wanted her to come to me and apologize. She came up to me and we talked but she never apologized for what she did but I ignored it. Soon we were talking just like before and honestly really enjoying each other's company. Here's when I noticed the second red flag. Jennifer and I were talking to another couple when she excused herself because she had to take a call from her boyfriend. I thought it was pretty rude and she has never done something like this before. A little later she comes back and says that her boyfriend is picking her up and she will leave early. Third red flag. She was very much looking forward to this night and suddenly she wants to leave early? You know when you can just tell someone isn't happy in their situation? Yeah, I definitely felt it right away. A little while later he gets there and I kid you not, this idiot walked into the gala wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I almost wanted to laugh but I didn't want to embarrass him. Jennifer introduces me to him and I make pleasantries but I do make a joke about how must feel a little out of place. He says something like nah, not really sticking around so not a big deal. Okay? I don't really get what that has to do with anything. My point was that he was at a black tie event dressed like he is going to the gym. I don't care if you're for 5 minutes or 5 hours, that's weird. So you can already see he is getting an attitude with me for no reason. I follow up with, well there are some really important people here and his response was something like, I've met senators wearing flip-flops, I think I'll be okay. Holy crap, I'm getting angry writing this. But you see what I'm talking about, right? He completely rubbed me the wrong way. So anyways, as she is leaving, I tell her to let me know if she gets home okay. It gets around midnight and she hasn't sent me a single message. So I sent her a text and no reply. I sent her another around 1 AM saying I'm worried and just to let me know if she is okay. No reply. I have a hard time sleeping that night because I am genuinely concerned. It's just the kind of person I am. I need to know my friends are okay or it bothers me. I wake up the next morning after getting really bad sleep and she still hasn't responded. This makes me upset because I can see she has uploaded pictures on Facebook but yet won't respond to my text. The only explanation is that her boyfriend is the reason. She always responds to me and at most a few hours later. So Sunday night I finally sent another message really detailing how upset I was with how she was treating me. Also how I think how much control I feel her boyfriend was exerting over her was really making me lose respect for her. I always thought she is this strong independent woman and suddenly this guy is controlling who she can or can't talk to. Of course I get no reply. Monday, inevitably we see each other at work and she confronts me the first thing in the morning. Before I even get a chance to speak, she says I made her uncomfortable and she wants to just finish her last 2 months of fellowship without any contact that is not necessary for work. This was about 2 weeks ago. I was really upset at first but honestly I've done a lot of reading. When you are in an abusive relationship, you stop seeing the world the way it is and only the way the abuser wants you to see. It makes me really sad that I am losing a good friend because her boyfriend has insecurity issues. So a few concerns here. She started dating him 5 years ago, meaning she was only 19, and therefore this is pretty much the only adult relationship she knows. Also, the guy is a lobbyist. She wants to work in public service, help immigrants and refugees, but yet dates a lobbyist? Does she really not see the contradiction here? Affecting her relationship with other people, and it breaks my heart to see this happen to a good friend. My question is this: what is the best approach to let her know of these concerns I have? How can you make someone who refuses to see reality to actually see what is happening? I have spoken to my mother and we both agree it would be best that she is also there when I approach Jennifer. However, do you think it should just be me alone, or it would be better having a motherly figure also there to talk about something this serious? And if we have this conversation and she still refuses to break up with her abusive boyfriend, what are the final steps that I should take? To be frank, I'm not sure I can remain friends with her if she continues to date him. I'm simply not the kind of person who will stick by someone who is willingly ruining their own life. I can't stop thinking about this and haven't gotten any work done today. I really look forward to your suggestions and thank you for all your help. For any of you that are currently in an abusive relationship, get out before it's too late. Edit: the other post had a lot of irrelevant information that caused people to troll and locked. I am seriously looking for advice to help a friend. Please only give advice based on information on this post. If you do not have any advice regarding this post and this post only, please do not comment. I'll keep this short. Basically, I work with a girl who is very self-confident, independent, and all around a good person. A few weeks ago I met her boyfriend of 5 years and noticed a lot of changes after he met me. She was not allowed to text friends back. She had to cancel some plans with me, and he even forced her to say she couldn't speak to me for the rest of her fellowship. She is someone I consider a really good friend, and it breaks my heart to see someone as strong as her losing all her friends because her boyfriend is now controlling who she can speak to. What is the best approach I can take without making this worse for her? Here are some top comments and ops responses. Funny, the last time you posted this, you had a lot more details which made you look like a creepy, controlling nice guy who was massively overstepping his professional relationship with a co-worker by trying to save her from an imaginary abusive relationship based on your own twisted conclusions. Luckily, it's still in your post history, so everyone should take a look. She told you to leave her alone. Do that. Another comment said, her wanting to spend a little time she has with her boyfriend, does not mean she is in an abusive relationship. It means she is in a normal relationship. To be completely honest, you seem like an entitled narcissist. You can't imagine that a coworker would rather spend time with her boyfriend than you, so you create a fantasy where she is a damsel in distress and you are the hero. The only abusive relationship she is in, is with you. Op replies to this saying, nope, again twisting my words. You are saying I am upset that she wants to spend time with her boyfriend, and that is not the case. I am upset because a good friend is being abused by her boyfriend. I wasn't upset he drove her to the party. I was upset that he was so insecure he wouldn't let her go to a gala with her friend already had plans with. I wasn't upset he picked her up. I was upset he made her leave from an event that she was really looking forward to, got all dressed up for, and would meet really important people that will help propel her career. I wasn't upset she was bus with her boyfriend instead of messaging me. I was upset that he is deciding who she can and can't text after meeting someone for a few minutes. You're twisting my words, and pretty badly I might add. Don't quit your day job. Our knight in shining Cheeto Dust posted the following on r/offmidgest. I tried to help you and you gave me a giant middle finger. Hope you enjoy the hell you got waiting for you in the future. But you probably think you're better off. This cracks me up. Just wait when you come running back and asking for forgiveness, and I will just laugh at you as I am doing now. Good luck, you terrible excuse for a human being. Oh, and screw you. You care about refugees so much, right? You want to help immigrants? You like social justice and want to keep working at nonprofits? Yeah, looks great in a resume, doesn't it? How about you tell everyone that you're also a lobbyist who raises money for the very people creating those problems to begin with? You're a liar and you may have tricked a lot of other people, but I see right through you. Karma is going to hit you like a truck, and don't come running back then. I'm only going to leave this door open for a little while longer. I hope you see the light soon because you are only messing up your own future. A future post on r/offmidgest was followed. I've been in this profession a decade longer than you. I could have helped you move forward in your career. Now you're talking hooey? You're really going to try to ruin my reputation when all I did was try to help? Do you know the connections I have? You think when you leave in a month you'll just slide in easily in some new job? I will ruin you and make sure everyone knows how terrible of an employee you were. Let the games begin, you dumb jerk. Try to keep your legs closed for a few minutes while I fix the damage you caused. You really have no idea how nonprofits work, do you? This is such a small world and you attack the one person who has helped you from the beginning. Oh, and thanks for not showing up at my boxing match. Even though we talked about it months ago and you said you would come. This just confirms that you were never a friend and just using me. We don't need users like you in the business. I have helped hundreds of people and will have hundreds more. Can't wait for you to go back into your cushy life where you don't what real pain is. Leave the real work to people like me who genuinely care about helping. This was posted on r/unsent letters, dear friend. Where do I even start? This Friday will mark a month since you left. 3 weeks ago marks a year since we met. I wonder if you even think about any of that, lol. Honestly, you probably do, but I know he would never let you show it. Do you know that I haven't even had the strength to go on social media or Reddit for a while now? It reminds me too much of the memes we shared on Snapchat. But I'm tired of holding back my happiness because you choose to be dense. I remember like yesterday when you first walked in, nervous, unsure, but beautiful nonetheless. I immediately introduced myself. This is something I never do as I have to maintain a role of authority, but something about you was different. Well, I thought so anyways. I could see that just speaking to me changed your demeanor. I had an effect on you. You never really worked in an office before and didn't realize how cold it would be. I offered you my blazer and you were so thankful. It put a smile on face, but it was also when I first noticed that we would become good friends. Man, how things changed, huh? To be honest, I probably never should have become such a good friend to you. There lies my biggest mistake. People always tell me I'm too trusting and friendly, and until now, I really didn't want to believe it, lol. But I took you under my wing. With my help you picked things up so quickly, faster than anyone I saw in a decade of this business. You had a future in this, you were promising. See how I said had? Lol. I still get a smile when I think about that meeting we had to present to Roger. You were so nervous, visibly shaking. Do you remember who gave you the encouraging words so you could go out there? Do you remember how delighted he was and all the compliments he gave you? You were ecstatic. You were made for this and I was the one to show you that you could do it. On our way back from the presentation I took you the halal food truck. I still can't believe you never tried it. Ha, but you loved it. You would Snapchat me every time you went. But you threw it all away because you were weak. It really isn't your fault, I know, but I can't help but be angry that you were so weak. You let him gaslight you, abuse you, control you. He decided who your friends were, he decides who you text, he decides how long you stay out. But at the end of the day, you accepted it. You let him, and for that I don't think I can ever forgive you. I tried so hard to get through to you, but instead you turned on me. You almost ruined everything I worked for, but alas, you came to your senses and at least dropped the ridiculous accusations. I guess I can at least respect that. It's just really sad. There was a position open that you would have been perfect for. I told you it was going to open up very early on when we met. I was preparing you for it. If you didn't leave, you would be starting Monday. But no, another more qualified person will. Someone who actually wants to help people and not just themselves. What truly hurt is when you didn't show up to my match. I told you about how hard I have been working and you pretended to be so supportive. You promised you wouldn't miss it, but where were you? I know you had nothing to do that night. I saw your status about how you started binging True Blood, something I introduced you to BTW, so what was your excuse? Gross. Your behavior is just gross. We could have built an empire. But I will now build it on my own. I was always going to, I just thought I would help a friend along in the journey. But it will be truly interesting when you're broke, lonely, and depressed in a few years because of this terrible mistake. When you come back to me looking for help and I will no longer be the guy who bends over backwards for you. I hope you remember that. You made this decision. You chose him over your future. You chose him over your career. You chose him over your friends that really cared for you. It's sad, pathetic really. I feel bad but also amused and angry. Today has been just hard because I found out the person we interviewed will start Monday. It just brought back a lot of memories and I just had to vent. But you probably don't care. You were acting just to boost your own ego, not because you ever cared about the people we helped. You are a sad and broken person. You are pathetic and it disgusts me how you acted at the end. But you will just be a smudge in my memories. Good luck, kid, you're going to need it. The boyfriend saw this and responded with the following. I'm a little late but I'm pretty sure I'm the evil boyfriend this guy is referring to. I actually had difficulty remembering the details because of how untrue and inconsistent the ops descriptions of the events were. Super eerie and surreal all around though. On being asked if his girlfriend went to HR was pretty cool with her and let her transfer to a different part of the company. I don't really know the details but she's working with brand new team that our previous one. On asked if op was disciplined, there was an official report about the incident but no word on any actions after that. We haven't had any other contact from Mr. Nice Guy either. Then the following was posted, sorry I'm late again but yeah we've talked over the details a couple of times while this incident happened. I'll just note the severe inconsistencies. It wasn't a gala, just a normal fundraiser. Most people had buttons-ups and slacks on. It was during the fundraiser that he started being really creepy towards her. He started by introducing her as his date and kept insisting they were more than friends. Eventually he became overly touchy, always trying to grab her lower back or always reaching to hold her hand. She finally had enough when he offered the two of them go somewhere quiet together. She called me and told me to pick her up immediately. It's interesting the note that his version included a conversation between us, but that never happened. I was picking up some free food and drinks when my girlfriend immediately grabbed me and introduced me to the guy. I said hello and he didn't say a word. He kind of glared at me and muttered something I couldn't hear. Then he awkwardly tried to give my girlfriend a hug, but she quickly turned away and he said to call him when she comes home. She said she almost threw up when he said that. The whole thing really caught her by surprise because she said he was a really nice guy for the majority of the year. It was only around summertime he started acting strange. She only has a couple weeks left with that company and she's going to be moving with me to a new place, so I don't really care what happens to that guy. Hope he finds Jesus or something though. Am I the jerk for telling my stepdaughter to stop using period products in the bathroom she shares with my teenage sons? I have been living with my new wife and stepdaughter for about 6 months now. She's 19, almost 20, and I have 3 sons aged 18, 16 and 15. She's a really good kid and she's a good influence on my sons. I really enjoy having her around. My wife and her daughter moved into my house and sold theirs. My stepdaughter's father isn't present in her life, nor is my son's mother. All 4 children share a bathroom. My sons have never lived for a long period of time with a woman, nor have any of them had long-term girlfriends. They had short visitation periods when they were younger but never longer than an hour, so living with 2 women has been unusual for them. My eldest son, 18, came to me last week and told me that his stepsister disposes of her used sanitary products in the trash can they share, but doesn't use toilet roll or sandwich bags to disguise what they are, and it makes him uncomfortable, which I think is reasonable. My sons are teenage boys and don't want to see their stepsister's period products on full display. A few nights ago I went into the kitchen to grab a snack and she was there doing some work for university. My wife had mentioned that she knew she was on her period, so I took it as an opportunity to have a word with her. I told her my sons were uncomfortable and asked her if she'd mind putting her used products in diaper bags or flushing them down the toilets. She laughed and told me it was rich coming from a man who sheds like a gorilla and has produced 3 skid-marking sons, which I thought was just an unnecessary attack. I've been nothing but nice to the girl and it's hardly a comparison. My sons shouldn't be subjected to her unhygienic products if it makes them uncomfortable. She went on to lecture me about how tampons can't be flushed and that it's bad for the environment if she uses diaper bags for everyone, which I think is just an excuse. I called her a scruff and told her that this was my house and that what I say goes. I later asked my wife if she could have a word with her and she told me I was being ridiculous and that her daughter has had her period for 10 years and knows what she's doing. When I told her it was making my sons uncomfortable, she said my sons needed to get a grip and turned over and went to sleep. This is a genuine issue to me and she didn't care enough to have a discussion about it. I asked my stepdaughter again in the morning and she did the same as her mother, completely dismissed it. Both of them have told me to stop being so silly, but I don't see how I'm being unreasonable when it makes my sons uncomfortable. Am I the jerk? Update: not even 2 hours after I posted this, my wife and stepdaughter gathered my sons and I and gave us a full intensive periods for pricks course, PowerPoint and all. It was a hoot. They made an interactive quiz and everything. My sons and I learned a lot and apologized to my stepdaughter. Thank you for your input.